But Hyros' marketing is actually very, very simple. In this video, we're going to take a journey deep into the marketing of Hyros. In this episode of The Edge, we're going to get a little bit philosophical. We're going to get a little bit psychological here because I think Hyros really has some X factor to its marketing. If you just look at the surface of it, it might fool you. So I think we've got to go a little deeper into the psychology. So without further ado, let's just go to the homepage. And hey, I'm going to explain what Hyros is for those of you that don't know about it. If you're in marketing, I'm sure you've probably heard of it, but for those that don't know about it, let's go ahead and explain what this is. Hyros is a tracking tool. Now on networks like Google, Facebook, TikTok, yeah, they all have dashboards, tracking, but the dirty little secret is those things aren't really the best at tracking your ads. Sometimes they're claiming credit for conversions that they didn't fully earn and inflating their reporting. Sometimes they're missing tracking and you're shutting ads off that were actually crushing it for you. Kind of crazy these big companies have never figured it out, but along comes these agnostic platforms that, don't really owe Facebook anything, don't owe Google anything. They're just going to tell you the truth. There are other of these platforms around, and then Hyros came storming onto the market and kind of seems like they're really starting to take over. And if we look at their website here, well, they have a grandfather price promotion, big, bold, and red there at the top. That's something looks like they were heavily pushing, but that is expired. Man, the prices are going up. Is inflation getting to us that bad? The dollar menu, is no longer the dollar menu. Everything's just going up. Dang, can't we catch a break here? Another big thing that they call out right on their headline. Let's just imagine this isn't here, right? Like, what would this look like? Because that's not always going to be there. Track ads, feed AI. AI has been a big thing in ad platforms for a while. You can choose your targeting, tell the ad platform what to do, but like I said, we're starting to see AI come onto the scene, generative AI, but AI has been around for longer than that, and ad platforms have been using it to identify variables really quickly and make adjustments and find the right people faster than a human could or your targeting could, or at least that's what it's supposed to do in an ideal world. Sometimes they might have nefarious intentions that are doing other things that aren't really helping the people buying ads. But for the AI to work, you have to feed it a lot of signals. If you make 100 sales, you want to report all those sales back and say, yes, you sent me a good one. Yes, you sent me a good one. Yes, you sent me a good one, right? If you get 100 sales and you only track 70 of them, what about those 30 customers? Those didn't play out as sales? So it's very important that you feed the data back. So this is central to their message here. Track ads, feed AI. And if we read this next subheader, Hyros AI print tracking. Looks like they came up with a unique phrase to identify their methodology of tracking. So they're really playing into the AI thing. It's on all of our minds, right? So they have a lot of technology that goes into their tracking. I'm sure like going a step further, like identity resolution. Some people are, looking up something on one device, buying from another. There's a lot of tech that goes into just being able to track your ads, right? So they've called it Hyros AI print tracking, and it's in use in over 3,000 businesses, a little trust signal there. The main thing they want you to do, this is the way they're going to sell their product, is get you on a demo. They just want to get you on a demo. This isn't just something, you're going to just buy without talking to a human. They want to get you on a demo. These are the kind of businesses they serve: info, e-commerce, call funnels, local agency, organic social media. Just get me a demo. Come on, man, just get me a demo. Right there, called out in red, right? So that stands out against the background. Boom, then hit you with a testimonial right from a big marketing player, Tony Robbins. Everybody should know Tony Robbins, right? So right below that call to action, they hit you with a really nice testimonial that they've earned. Again, the 3,000 businesses, how much they've tracked in ad spend. So they're really hitting you with all this proof. Here's who uses it. Here's how many businesses we've served. Here's this ongoing ticker showing you how much we track in ad spend. So you kind of get the idea that, okay, this is battle tested. This isn't somebody that just cooked this up in their garage like 2 weeks ago and it's in beta and it barely works, and they want to not have that type of identity in their brand. And if we look here, it tells you what kind of businesses it's for: info, call funnels, e-commerce, agency. So I'll tell you another big reason why a platform like Hyros is being more widely adopted. When you're generating leads, right? Let's say you're doing something like you're booking a demo. Someone opts in, they give you your information, and then you have a longer sales cycle. So you got the lead, maybe they saw your email marketing, they're clicking lots of different things, and then you get them on a call and you close that business. Well, eventually, when you actually close that business, you want to feed that data back to the ad network. If you just capture the lead and you never know what happens with it. So ad networks aren't particularly great with that either. I think they're getting a little better. So that's another thing. You booked a call, boom, they got that initial impression. It's in their system. Let's say it takes a month to actually close that business. When it closes, it's recorded here and it's sent back to Google, Facebook, TikTok, all kind of synced up automatically, right? So a more robust tracking system that will give you the confidence to really scale your business. Because if the numbers aren't true, then your whole world is just in a mess, right? If you're just acting on false numbers, like it's very hard to make progress, right? So they're telling what kind of businesses they serve. Let's see, testimonials from brands you may know. Boom, Tony Robbins, a marquee testimonial. Grant Cardone, I was actually head of traffic at Cardone when we started using Hyros. I'll say that I enjoyed the software. It worked great. I mean, it does everything as advertised, and their support is really good. So they got that testimonial. Sam Ovens, Dan Henry. A lot of you know Dan Henry, Sam Ovens. In our marketing space, especially direct response, performance marketing, info, courses, it's not that huge of a market, right? When you compare to cars, right? Or something mass market. This is more of a niche. Kind of feels big to us, but this is kind of a niche. So a lot of people in this space should know who all these people are. More credibility there. Nice little Twitter feed. So right, when you're trying to make a decision like this, like, man, what solution should I use? Maybe you've got a list, maybe on your Apple Notes, you've got like 4 or 5 things you're looking into, you're asking your friends. So you can really inundate yourself with the proof, right? Like, man, everyone's using this, and they're hitting you with a high density of testimonials, right, from different sources, not just written. It looks like tweets here, and that's pretty much it. If we click just book a demo, I want to see what that page actually looks like. So they actually have something for sale right away. That's something I wasn't aware of. I didn't see in the past. So you can join now. Agency. So if you run ads for others, a lot of people have agencies. And this is get started. This is the first time I've ever seen these 3 choices. I think it just used to be book a demo. And here's where they're going to get you on their book a call funnel. So this page is actually super simple, right? You choose your date. They're wanting to get you on that call. Let's just show that to them pretty much close to above the fold. I think this pushed it down a little bit. We got to imagine that's not there. How it works, simple infographics to help people's brains kind of process what's going on. Platforms it's designed for, boom, Tony Robbins. They want you to know if they worked with Tony Robbins. They don't want you to overlook the fact that they work with Tony Robbins. Okay, so this is something that popped up late last year. Let's look at this top result. Banzai gears up to go public, acquires Hyros for $110 million. Let that sink in. $110 million. This is why I want to dig a little deeper into the psychology of their marketing, the philosophy, not just what we see on the surface. Because if we rewind a few years ago, you might remember seeing Alex Becker ads. I think he had a famous one called the Wolf Mug ad, where he was essentially, just running a webinar selling courses, right? So not the most, I would say, on the scale of like businesses and enterprise and big valuations and doing massive things. If Elon Musk was here, I would say, the selling your course on a webinar is not up there, right? So how did he go from, just selling courses as an individual to developing a company that got acquired for $110 million and just do it within, it doesn't seem like very long. It's been just a handful of years, right? So he did this lightning fast. And when I say he, I'm talking about Alex Becker, who is the CEO, founder, figurehead of the company. So we're going to dive in a little more into what he's doing and how he's leveraged his personality and personal brand. I think we have to talk about that because he was the founder and he drove the company up to this level, which is pretty insane. In this episode of The Edge, I always try to extract some business lessons, not just in the marketing, to keep getting better, we got to be able to go deeper, go deeper, go deeper, right? So let's extract some business lessons. And I think this is prime for that because, I mean, come on, $110 million. It looks like he just got focused for a few years and went lightning fast. But we'll pepper that in. Don't worry. We'll pepper that in as we go. We're gonna go step by step, look at the marketing. We're gonna pepper in this deeper stuff. When I Google them, they come up here. They're not using, so they're bidding on their brand terms. Say this every time. They're not using a lot of site links or anything like that, to make the ad bigger and push everyone down. If there's a reason why they didn't do that, maybe he doesn't want you going to different pages. But there he is, sponsored. And again, you see someone else. Oh, here's a Hyros certified agency, right? So he's trying to kind of piggyback off of that Hyros name, because he knows if you're looking for Hyros, hey, we're an agency that's Hyros certified. That's kind of cool. You would call that like drafting, I think, in racing. He's drafting along behind Hyros here. Hyros, number one alternative, right? These people want to come up ahead of you. YouTube videos, Facebook reviews, 52 votes. They don't have a lot in the way of reviews. I mean, but what they do have is quality, right? So Trustpilot, 162 reviews, 4.8. Customers seem to be satisfied, or else, we'd see a really low rating. So that has to be a piece of it. Okay. So nothing too complex going on there. Let's go over to SimilarWeb, see what's going on here. 373K visits. Average time on site, 5 minutes. I mean, it could be because these are the logged in users. I mean, that's a nice average visit duration. But if people are using this as a tool they use and they're logging in and looking at Hyros, I mean, they got a low bounce rate, a lot of pages visited. I'm thinking that's because users are logging in. Fairly consistent, down slightly in that last month. Okay, male users, a little more than female, about 60% there. Again, we're seeing 25 to 34. I mean, this kind of makes sense to me for the marketing crowd. A little more male dominated on this side of things, skewing a little younger. That makes sense to me. I'm in this field. I get the sense that's pretty accurate, right? So Hyros has some competitors, I think, that have been around longer, like Wicked Reports. We'll see that kind of theme popping up in the tools, that there are competitors out there. Okay, their traffic distribution, a lot of direct, probably a lot of people just going to the site to log in. Organic search, paid search, social, got a couple percent there. Not a lot on display, not a lot on email. Social network distribution, ton coming from Facebook, 25% from YouTube, nice little bit from Instagram. Those are your main ones where the traffic's coming from. All right, let's jump over to SEMrush. Organic search, 8,500. Paid search traffic, 399. About 8K backlinks. I'm going to go to their top organic keywords. Let's just dive in and view the details here. All right, when I scan through their keywords, it's mostly just brand terms. Hyros, and these are organic keywords. Hyros, Hyros login, Hyros affiliate, Hyros blog, Hyros pricing, Alex Becker, the CEO, Hyros, Hyros extension. That tells me that all the other marketing they're doing is driving brand awareness. But it also tells me that they don't have a blog. And if you look on their website, there's no blog. I couldn't find any hidden blog that wasn't in the navigation. So looks like blogging is not a piece of what they do. I'm going to go on over to paid keywords. Just 59 keywords, not a lot of traffic. Traffic cost isn't very high. And as I go through this, by the time I got to this point doing my pre-research, it really dawned on me that their marketing is pretty simple. And I don't mean that in a bad way, right? We like to geek out on marketing, see all these ridiculous, amazing, high volume, lots of different tactics, all this stuff going on. But Hyros' marketing is actually very, very simple. I think that's a good thing. And also, this is, let's remember, B2B. And I said our niche isn't that huge, right? And this is B2B, so it's going to be lower volume. So it kind of makes sense that they're not doing all these things that would indicate high volume. When you look at the keywords here, they're bidding on their brand terms, and then they're bidding on competitor terms, Northbeam, Segmetrics, Triple Whale, right? So this is very meat and potatoes. It's brand terms, probably, I don't know if they're bidding on Alex Becker. No, he does different things, so people might look for him for different reasons. But yeah, this is very efficient looking, very streamlined, very meat and potatoes. So brand terms, and then the next layer beyond that would be competitors, right? Because people are shopping around. They're trying to figure out the best solution to use. And again, with this theme, when I go over to AdBeats, we could look at people in different industries like financial publishing and see that they're spending millions of dollars. This is something different here. So these numbers are pretty small, right? And there's not really a lot of ads. All right, so we see one of their banner ads. Kind of looks like a YouTube banner they've pulled. Let's see. All right, we've got their YouTube ad. I know he was on YouTube a lot. So their main kind of catchphrase that they're using that I'm seeing on ads, Hyros will scale your ads or you don't pay, which is, there's some psychology there to the copy, right? I can't remember where I heard this. Maybe the first source I heard this from was Russell Brunson, is you kind of give your software the power. Like, this software does this for you. It's not you use the software to do this, because that indicates you're having to work. And in marketing, there's a lot of tech going on, a lot of brains at work, a lot of things move, people pushing pixels around. There's a lot of work going on. It's desk work, but it's a lot of work. But none of that. Hyros will scale your ads. All right, Hyros. Oh, do I have to reach out and press buttons on my computer, or do I just say I have Hyros scale my ads? Right. So I'm getting a little silly here, but that's psychology, right? And copywriting. Hyros scales your ads. You don't do it with the software. The software does it. A little piece of psychology there for you. Very simple text ad here. AI scales ads. Learn more. Again, it's AI doing it for you, because we as humans, we don't want to do that work. Okay, so just taking a quick look at this. This is a video ad, but just looking at the first frame there, new AI tech. If us marketers are fish, this is like throwing the best lure in the water. AI? Did you say AI? That's the way everyone is now. So I think that makes sense. You would put that in the ad. New AI tech, right? That's all the craze. Forget about strategies and all that stuff. It's like, give me the AI tech. It increases ad ROI 20%. I think he should have went for like 19.75%. Those odd numbers seem to do really well, but it's guaranteed, right? So they make a guarantee that you don't pay if this isn't working out for you, which I think is smart too, right? Because you just need to get people using the software, get them working with your team. Remove all that risk. Our team is going to make it easy. Just get on the call, and they do. They do a good job helping you set it up, and it goes smooth. And yeah, better tracking is going to help you with your ads. So I like it that he's using that guarantee in the ad to get you to take action, right? Take the risk away. All right. So AdBeats pulling a lot of the stuff that he's done on YouTube, and you're also going to see them a lot on Facebook. Okay. Remember this theme I keep bringing up, simplicity? I'm really starting to like this, right? So I come over here, I look at their ads. On some advertisers, you can scroll and just see endless amounts of ads. Not a lot of ads here. He's probably narrowed down to some winners, and he keeps writing those winners. When you get an ad that really works, it can work for a long time. Even on Facebook, if you set it up correctly, you can get a lot of lifespan out of those ads. I feel like sometimes people get a little too crazy with too many ads. I've been there. But when you get something that really works and you set the campaigns up right, they will be the gift that keeps on giving. And they're sending you to this landing page. It's kind of like the one that we looked at earlier. It's, again, simplicity. Not much really going on this page, right? Headline, the proof here, another known marketing figure, Frank Kern, gives a fun quote there, and the calendar. I mean, this isn't geniusly designed. I wouldn't say the graphic design on here is amazing, but meat and potatoes. Hey, here's the calendar. Book a call. Are you interested in this? Book a call. Talk with our team. We told you what it's about. We've made the guarantee. Do you want to do a demo or not? Right? So I think that's kind of the mentality here. Like, let's just keep our eye on the prize and stay focused here, right? So very simple page that the ads are sending you to. Now I want to jump back into the ads, and this is where I want to shift gears and talk a little bit about the psychology here. Because you have Alex Becker appearing in these ads, and if you're seeing what I'm seeing here, okay, like this ad, he's wearing, it looks like a duck suit. That's pretty over the top. Okay, this is an interesting ad. This is one where he actually does a demo, right? So he's showing proof here, actually from the dashboard, has it all highlighted for you. And then when you click, it's a little bit of a different landing page where you have the CEO himself, Alex Becker, is going to do a demo. Watch me scale Black Friday e-commerce ads using Hyros tracking plus AI. And it's an 8-minute demo. So he's just walking you through. I'm scrolling here, walking you through, showing you the proof, right? Because software is a thing, you can't go into Walmart and just pick it up and touch it like I'm touching this thing, right? So you can't get your hands on it, but it's a little more tangible here, right? If he can take you on a tour and actually show you, right? So you can kind of immerse yourself in this and see if this is for you. So that's a cool strategy as well. I think that's something really good for intangibles. Maybe even for like course creators, if you wanted to walk somebody through your course, like what's going on, make it just feel a little more tangible for people. It's an interesting strategy. So let's remember what I said at the beginning of the video. Hyros, according to this article and Alex Becker himself, just got acquired for $110 million. And like I said, before he was doing webinars, selling info products, being successful with it, but it wasn't anything near on this level. We've looked at his ads and it just looks extremely meat and potatoes. Like it doesn't look like anything super sophisticated. Like where's all this success coming from? I think it's the meat and potatoes strategy executed really well. I think they've put a lot into just making Hyros work really well and also feel like a premium product, right? And also unique. And a lot of us in performance marketing, we kind of like to overlook branding and design. But like, look at this with the eagle. Like, I've never seen anything like this before. It's something that's very comic book-esque, something that's very video game-esque, very stylized, very artsy, kind of alternative kind of feeling. It's very unique, right? So maybe Becker's kind of put his own kind of stamp on this. I know he's into things like crypto and video games, but it looks like, to me, a lot has gone into just making the design feel like this is something different that you got your hands on right here, right? So that's part of that X factor. That's part of it. Another part of it is, and I think this is super important, if you've seen Alex Becker on social media, which we'll jump into his socials in a second, like the numbers and everything, but I think there's something far more important, right? This is pretty bold to wear the duck suit. I think a lot of people would feel too silly to do that. Like, I'm not going to do that. That's going to make me look like a moron. Right? But here's a concept I want to discuss. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. If you look at people who build big followings, they're doing really well online and in business, and they are getting attention, right? Like Grant Cardone is always talking about, you need to become known, right? He boils it down very simply. You need to become known. But look at the people in our space in entrepreneurship, marketing. You've got your Gary V's, he's got a lot of followers. But what is it about Gary Vee? He's frenetic, he's high energy, he says things that kind of shakes people up. He's, in a word, entertaining. Look at your Patrick Bet-Davids, very entertaining. Grant Cardone, also very entertaining, right? These people have big followings, but you say, well, wait a minute, I'm just doing business. I'm just trying to sell my course. Like, why do I have to compete on being so entertaining? I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. So I would say what Becker has done as well in his followings, in the way he presents himself. Let's say it like this. In this video right here, he actually says, hey, in this video, I'm just going to be myself and my real personality. And I've read tweets from him saying things like, people think I'm actually a jerk, right? But this is just like a WWE type character that I do. I've heard Grant Cardone say similar things, like he amps his personality up for online. He's a little more reserved in day-to-day life. The thing that these guys get, and not only get, but are willing to do, is go out on a ledge, be kind of edgy, and be entertaining. Sometimes that means rubbing people the wrong way, irritating them. Not always. Sometimes it involves wearing a duck suit in ads, even though you're the CEO of a company, right? But that's what you can see he's done in his social media. I first found this, I was like, 184 subscribers. It looks like his official name there. I was like, I thought he had a few more than that. But he, at some point, started another channel. So he started this one in 2010, didn't do much with it, started a new one, and did a lot, 134 million subscribers. Right? If we look at his Twitter following, he's probably going to hit 1 million right there, right? But he does a lot of things that come off very brash, kind of berates his followers, and it's entertainment, guys. That's kind of what it takes, right? People aren't happy with just being educated. They want to be entertained. They want to see some drama. It takes a willingness to be able to do that, right? If we look right here, he's calling out Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate's Matrix is garbage. You know, that's pretty adversarial right there. If we start thinking about people like Jake Paul, Conor McGregor, I'm actually watching The Ultimate Fighter, and I like Conor McGregor. He seems like a super nice guy when he's working with the students. He becomes that character who's generating a lot of heat, as they call it in the wrestling world, getting the crowd really angry or his opponent really angry, right? So it's creating interest. And I think it's just really being willing to kind of put yourself out there. But on his YouTube channels, he kind of just changes his interest. Like at one point he was into e-commerce, and it's kind of like a hermit crab, right? The hermit crab has to move on to a different shell because he outgrew that one. So he moved on to Hyros. He got very into crypto. And this video I just watched, he said he's not as interested in doing some of the crypto content anymore. He's kind of moving on to different things, right? I think that takes a willingness to do that as well. But this, to me, is part of the X factor of what has helped him grow his companies. And he's had other companies in the past, I believe, like Market Hero, and he's kind of grown this personal brand all the way along, but it's not so fused in with the companies that he's had that he is Hyros. He's Alex Becker. He does crypto. He has Hyros, other ventures that he does, right? So you can develop a personal brand, but Hyros, at this point, if we go back, even if someone landed on this site tomorrow and never heard of Alex Becker, I mean, I think Hyros really stands on its own, speaks for itself. So personal brand, but also the company having its own brand, and it has its own brand. That's the way I look at their marketing, the success that they've been able to have. It's not just, what is the targeting, how many ads are they running, what software they're using. I think it's really these X factors. It's business well executed, customers well satisfied, meat and potatoes marketing strategies. Let's use the right channels, target the right people, test ads to find really good ads, but let's add in some X factor. Let's add in a visual style here, and let's add in a edgy CEO that becomes known and captures your attention. Whew, guys, that was a lot. That is enough for today. That's enough. This is Jason signing off. See you in the next episode of The Edge.